And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he showed why he's the MVP. He took over in the second half.
Flashback.
But what % chance do you give the Thunder to reach the NBA Finals? We don't know who the 1-8 is, but looking beyond that.
To reach the final, I give them 0.
I think that, I'm about to say, yeah.
0?
To reach the final? You
Yeah.
said finals, right?
The National Basketball Association.
I was going to say 1%, but...
0.
I don't know. I go 50-50.
Meanwhile,
if Julius Randle shows up and plays the way he has played throughout these playoffs, I believe the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to the finals.
You're an idiot and a scammer.
Whoa, strong takes being stated all over the place. Michael Malone wants SGA to win the MVP award. Meanwhile, the mainstream media is coming out with OKC hate. Wow, just wow. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Michael Malone demanding Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to win the MVP award. Even though Michael Malone is the former head coach of the Denver Nuggets, he did not endorse Nikola Jokic for the MVP award. Instead, Michael Malone chose to rave about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's abilities to play basketball at a high level. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with a topic question. So, here it is. Is Michael Malone correct about his Shai Gilgeous-Alexander take? Absolutely. I agree with everything Michael Malone had to say about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm surprised Michael Malone did not endorse Nikola Jokic for the MVP award, considering that he had a strong relationship with Nikola Jokic. If you guys have been following the NBA all season long, then you guys know that Michael Malone has been very vocal about who should win the MVP award. He's been adamant that Nikola Jokic should win the MVP award throughout most of the regular season. However, ever since the Denver Nuggets fired Michael Malone, it seems as if his stance on the MVP award has significantly changed. I know Nikola Jokic is putting up historic numbers and that Nikola Jokic is accomplishing rare feats on a terrible Nuggets team, but MVP is not necessarily about who puts up the most historic numbers on the worst team. It's all about who made the team the best possible version of themselves. Although Nikola Jokic did that at a high level, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did that as well. Voter fatigue also matters as well, so Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to win his first MVP award more than likely, which I happen to agree with. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a top 3 player in the National Basketball Association. That's right, I'm taking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over a lot of superstars in today's NBA. The only superstars I am taking over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Those two guys are more complete than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but as far as the rest of the superstars are concerned, I am taking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over all those guys. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a foul baiter, but that's the only criticism I have about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. When you watch this man play defense, he plays perimeter defense at a high level. You also think about his ability to create shots off of pick and roll situations. He can shoot the mid-range really well. His three-point shooting is underrated. Lou Dort's game has been elevated in the backcourt. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander makes his teammates around him better. You obviously look at how role players in OKC are having career years due to the effect of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I've been really impressed with what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been doing all season long. There's a reason why OKC won 68 games. There's a reason why OKC was 16 games better than the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. And obviously, MVP is a regular season award. To me, it's not even a question as to who should win it. Anytime you got a superstar on a 68-win team, that guy has to win MVP 10 times out of 10. I also want to show you guys this clip of Tim Legler telling everybody to not overreact to OKC losing to the Timberwolves in a regular season game. It was back in February. I remember everybody was freaking out back when this loss occurred. Meanwhile, Tim Legler was choosing to remain calm instead of overreacting. Based on what happened in Game 1 in the OKC Timberwolves series, he was obviously proven right. Roll the film.
It's a terrible loss, make no mistake about it, but it's one night, it's one game, and it actually is going to be the best thing that's going to happen to Oklahoma City. I'm telling you right now, and you heard Shai talk about it after the game. This is a lesson in not taking your foot off the gas in a game, because this was, sure, Minnesota kept playing, they played hard. A lot of this was Oklahoma City's stagnancy offensively, taking too many threes, which is not in their wheelhouse. They took a ton of threes, and Minnesota went to this sort of hybrid 2-2-1 zone where they were two guys extended, trapping Shai almost at half court, making him give it up early. So I will say that's something that Mark Daigneault has seen for the first time, and he's probably going, wait a second, this was interesting. They took the ball out of Shai's hands. We ended up with a lot of wing threes. That's not our strength. And it allowed them to come back. So this actually could help Oklahoma City down the stretch. Look, they clearly have been the best team in the Western Conference. Now there's teams coming for them. And the question is, can you narrow the gap with them in time? By the time you get there, clearly the Lakers are one of those teams that are in that conversation. I'm not worried about one blown lead at home in a back-to-back situation against the same opponent. I'm just not.
You are correct, sir. Yes!
Agreed. Obviously, Tim Legler was proven correct based on what happened in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Timberwolves and the Thunder. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the way for the OKC Thunder in Game 1. Anthony Edwards was shut down when it mattered most. That's why OKC was able to win Game 1 by the score of 114-88. They obviously proved to be the better team against the Timberwolves. All those people back in February were overreacting to the Thunder losing to the Timberwolves and saying, oh my goodness, the Timberwolves could absolutely take down the OKC Thunder in the NBA playoffs. And although that certainly could still happen, it is looking unlikely. I predicted OKC to beat the Timberwolves in 6 games heading into the Western Conference Finals. This actually looks like a series that might finish in 5 games if the Timberwolves do not make their adjustments sooner rather than later. The OKC Thunder's defense is incredible. Alex Caruso is one of the most underrated defenders. Dort is also an underrated defender as well. Same thing with Case Wall, same thing with Aaron Wiggins. The OKC Thunder is filled with guys that can guard the perimeter and the rim really well. Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein are 2 of the more underrated rim protectors. OKC has a historic defense, and they were one of the best teams in the National Basketball Association when it came to stopping opponents from scoring in key situations. That's why they're able to front run almost better than anybody else. It was not a fluke that they won 68 games. They won those games in blowout fashion, and that's because their defense is playing at a high level. In fact, OKC's defense is the best team that I may have possibly ever seen in the 2020s, especially if they go on and win the championship this season. I picked OKC to win the title before the season started. I'm sticking with that pick because OKC has proven time and time again that they are the best team in the National Basketball Association. Michael Malone's take about SGA is more than validated. You watch how Shai Gilgeous-Alexander plays defense at a high level. You think about how he's their entire offense. OKC doesn't really have a reliable number 2 scoring option. I know Jalen Williams is pretty good here and there, but he's not that good of a number 2 scorer. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is OKC's entire offense, and he does it at a high level. He passes the ball really well, and you also think about how he shoots the mid-range at an elite level. He also knows how to foul bait as well. I know a lot of people hate Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for his ability to foul bait at a high level, but hey, he's just playing within the rules that the NBA has created. If you had an opportunity to foul bait, you would do it too. That's what everyone would do. That's the simple truth. I can't wait to see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being announced as the MVP because he absolutely deserves the award. Michael Malone is right about that. I know that much. So that is why Michael Malone is correct about his Shai Gilgeous-Alexander take, as the MVP award should go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander instead of Nikola Jokic. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNashTran and at Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNashTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.